Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm in Florida spending some time over the holidays with some friends, and I wanted to make a video talking about job prospects for 2021 for self-taught developers, for those of you that didn't go through the traditional route of going to college to learn how to code and decided to teach themselves online or through a boot camp how to code, how to be a software engineer, and whether or not now is still a good time to learn how to code by yourself and if you can get a job or not. In my opinion, right now is the best time to become a software engineer, and I think it is the best job that you can get in 2021, especially with all the circumstances happening today. I myself personally, my full-time job has gone completely remote, and I understand, I know that this year has been tough and a lot of people have lost their jobs. And if you want a secure job that you can work remotely, work from anywhere, in my opinion, there's nothing better than being a software engineer. I've gotten a lot of messages, especially earlier in the year when the economy took more of a hit and less people were getting jobs. And people were asking me, can you still get a job as a software developer? And my response to that is, of course, I think right now more companies are accelerating their hiring and they want to hire more software developers to adapt to, the changing circumstances. Everyone is working remotely and software developers are required right now more than ever. At this point, after so long, companies are back to normal in terms of hiring. If you go on any big company, you go on Facebook, you go on Google, Amazon, it's like there's no pandemic at all. If anything, there's more jobs available than ever. And one thing you have to think about, right, is that now a lot of companies are hiring remotely. The amount of remote jobs has skyrocketed. And what this means is that you don't have to be in the US, you don't have to be in Canada to get these, software engineer jobs and make these salaries that everyone's talking about. If you're in Europe, Africa, who cares? Russia, wherever you want to be, you can get these jobs as software engineers in the US, making US dollars and really, benefiting from this whole situation where you can work remotely. The only thing you have to do is learn to code. And I think that if you don't have the opportunity to, go to college or something like that, there's plenty of resources online that you can teach yourself and, really take advantage of, what's happening in the world today so that you can get a stable job, make more money than you've made before. But the thing is, it's difficult and you have to put the work in, right? The problem that a lot of companies have with hiring remote developers is that a lot of them aren't trustworthy. And a lot of them, while you may hire them and they get the job done at the beginning, after a couple of months, they begin to underperform. And as a result, there's a decent amount of turnover with hiring remote developers, especially if you're not in the US and you're from a different country and they hire you. Some companies have experienced, that these developers begin to underperform after. So if you are willing to put the work in, if you are willing to get the job done, you don't have to be the most qualified. You just have to be able to get the work done, right? You don't need a college degree. You don't need all this crap. If you can prove to them that you're experienced and you're capable of getting the work done, there's no reason why you can't get the job. So right now is a great time to start learning how to code. As I said before, companies want difference makers. They want someone that can really make an impact at, on their product, on their app, whatever it is that they're developing. They want someone that can come in, learn the code, maybe get like a week or two of, some kind of tutorial and then kind of get to work. And they really want you. So basically companies want you to make an impact without having to hold your hand, right? They don't want someone to come in and basically they need to teach you for months, get you comfortable with the code base. And then after a couple of months, maybe you're able to, push a couple features by yourself. What they really want is someone who doesn't need any hand-holding, who doesn't need, a lot of time to get off the ground running, right? They want someone to come in and start making an impact right away. And if you can do that, guys, honestly, you don't have to be the most experienced. You don't have to have a college degree from Harvard, whatever it is. You can genuinely get great jobs by teaching yourself how to code if you are committed and willing to get the work done. Another thing that I can't emphasize enough, especially right now, a lot of companies are hiring remotely. You're never going to meet them in person. A very common thing right now is that the whole hiring process is done online. And then when you start working, it's online as well. And, you can start working at a job and really never meet your coworkers in person. So what that means is that your communication skills have to be, on point. What I see with a lot of developers is that they think that if you know a programming language and you're good at coding, that's enough and that you can get any job, right? Obviously, that's really important. Obviously, you have to know how to code and be a great coder. But if you get into a job and you're unable to communicate and your interpersonal skills are lacking and you can't really communicate effectively, then you're probably not going to last long at that job. And one of the best things you can do is work on your communication skills. I've said this before on the channel, guys. One of the best ways to stand out as a software engineer is if you can explain very technical concepts to members of your team that are not technical at all, right? Try taking like an app that you've built and explain to one of your friends that have no idea how to code. If you can do that and like really make them understand, then that's a great skill to have, and that's honestly priceless. When you're working for a software company, right? The amount of times that I've had to explain, something very technical to, someone on the marketing team, for example, it was a lot. And, if you can do that very well, that's a really, really good quality to have. And really, guys, genuinely not a lot of engineers have good communication skills. and a great way to stand out and guarantee that you can get a job today is by having great communication skills. And if you can do that and be a great culture fit with a company, then that makes you stand out even more. So guys, as I was saying, now is a great time to become a software engineer, and many people are going to be teaching themselves how to code. What that means is that there's going to be way more software engineers in the job market than ever. However, what that means is that because more people are learning, there's going to be a lot more inexperienced and underqualified developers out there as well. So what happens? There's lots of positions. There's a ton of positions out there, and there's also a lot of developers that are in the job market as well. So you might be thinking, oh my God, can I even get a job? Like, is it even worth it? Everyone and their mom is trying to become a coder. But the reality is a lot of these developers are underqualified, and if you can genuinely do the work, you will have no trouble finding a job. I can't stress this enough, guys. A lot of people out there teach themselves how to code, but if you want to stand out and demonstrate that you can get the work done, and most importantly, be trusted and be a good member of a team, then you'll have no trouble. One of the things that people don't think about a lot when they're looking for their first software engineering job or whatever it is that their GitHub is completely garbage and it's completely empty, and there's really no way for employers, especially if you have no experience, right? Employers want to see that you're working on side projects, that you have some experience coding and some experience, in problem solving in some way. And one of the best ways to do that is to have like a public GitHub with your code available, and anyone that's, considering you for a position will be able to look at what you've worked on in the past. That's a great way to, develop a kind of a human connection with an employer before you actually meet them. And so many people don't even have a GitHub account, or they do have one and it's completely empty, not active for years. And it's so simple. If you can just make one project, a couple of projects, post them there, that puts you so far ahead of other software developers, you have no idea. And not a lot of people take advantage of this. GitHub is out there. Everyone knows about it. What GitHub allows you to do is to market yourself, right? It allows you to put yourself out there, show people what you're capable of, demonstrate a cool project that you've worked on, a cool problem that was complex that you solved and you're proud of. And it's a great way to, show people what you're capable of. So guys, I believe in 2021, more software engineers are going to get hired than ever. I think there's going to be more job postings for software developers, for coders, than there ever has been in the past. And that's only going to increase, as the years go on. So right now, if you're thinking of teaching yourself how to code and, switching career paths, becoming a software engineer, I think right now is a great time to get started. There's only going to be more remote jobs. And if you want to be able to, make a decent amount of money, have a stable job, and work remotely, there's really no other career that's better than becoming a software engineer. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Leave a like and comment below if there's anything you disagree with, anything you think I missed. And if you enjoy the content, feel free to subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.